Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another manga review. And today we're going to dive back into Battle Angel Alita with Volume 4. Like I said, these hardcovers cram 2 volumes into one. So last time we reviewed Volume 3, Killing Angel. And today we're going to review Volume 4, Ars Magna. And God, I love this series. It's been so much fun, so much cool action, so much cool lore, very interesting characters. Great designs. I loved it. So, the past volume, you had the death of Alita's first love, Yugo, and she sort of ran away from her surrogate father, Dr. Ido, to take up the sport of Motorball, which is a sort of gladiator battle to the death, fighting over a ball. pretty interesting stuff there. And came across the champion, Jasugun, who is seeing the aid of Dr. Ido because he had a malfunction with his brain from all the experiments he's had. As you know, all these people are cyborgs. And just some cool stuff. So we're going to jump right into it. It ended with Alita having a qualifying match with those in the second circuit to determine who was going to be in the match with Jasugun. And you see, the thing with manga, with American comics, what is it? It's like 32 pages a standard issue. You see, the pages all vary from issue to issue here. This first, Marshall Ball, issue number 18, is almost 70 pages. And then it goes to about 30 pages, and then again 30 pages, and then another 30 pages. So it's interesting that this issue, the start of the story arc, is close to 70 pages. And you have Ed and Umba, who are like the team for Alita, and this is cool. It gives you the whole course, and it's very treacherous. You have all sorts of obstacles. You have like a loop-de-loop, like a roller coaster, and interesting stuff right there. So you have the whole cast of characters. Like I said, they named them all after weapons: the halberd, the glaive, Alita, Teagle, Armbrust, the Caligula, he was calling himself, and all sorts of interesting characters here. So they start the match, and Jasugun had figured out that Dr. Ido and Alita have a close bond, and Dr. Ido reveals, Alita's family. And he's basically using Jasugun in a certain way so that Alita will lose and come back home to him. And they start talking about that, and, the artwork is just terrific. Fast-paced action here, going against all the cyborgs. Absolutely terrific. And Alita has this sort of alliance with Aydakatti, I believe his name is, who she won number 99 off of, and he's calling her sis now and defending her and protecting her. And really cool bonds formed here. Everyone has sort of their own powers in that they have weapons. You have the one character, Taki, I believe her name is, who's just very fast. And Jasugun saying, how family's a good thing. And he's in the middle of saying that, I see you and Alita are family. Family is good. And he drops his cup there, and his head twitches, and he just falls down. And you saw from his last race where he had the same thing sort of happen. And Dr. Ido had revealed that he had let's skip that. But he had a, surgery done to his head in which he has all these neurons replaced and all sorts of nerve damage from all the enhancements he's had, and he's dying. So, and what happens is, his sister there, who you caught a glimpse of, Shamira, is a human. However, he's a cyborg. And she sort of holds the key to his survival in that, look how gruesome that is. Just slicing his head right off. See, his brain's flying. The thing with the cyborgs is that they're half human, half robot. And pretty much everyone has some sort of enhancement. And these guys are just using their enhancement for sport. And just all sorts of cool action here. So Jasugun is brought back to life by Dr. Ido, and he's come to grips, my death is close at hand, and he knows that he's going to die, and he wants to make sure that his sister, Shamira, is taken care of, and he's basically asking Dr. Ido to look after her. So while that's taking place, you have the great action. Not really talking much about the action, just, you want to look at the pictures, It's terrific. It's so much fun reading it, very fast-paced. This hardcover is like over 400 pages, and it took me about 45 minutes to read it just because of how fast-paced it is. And look at that. That guy goes flying into the abyss there, landing on the spikes. And this woman Zafaltaki, her skill is that she's just fast. And you have one of these anime tropes here where she stops right with Alita front and center, and she holds the finger and then puts like from Batista from WWE, puts the finger up and puts it down, taunting her. So cool. So then Ed here gets on the intercom and starts talking to Alita, trying to give her tips and saying don't fall for it. And yeah, good stuff. So then you have Teagle here, who is in last place. I don't even know how he qualified for this, but he's a turtle. That's pretty much his whole thing. And he's trying to go up the ramp, and he can't do it. And all of a sudden, he starts drinking. He drinks like this hot sauce. It's the Tabasco Charger. It's literally hot sauce, and he starts drinking it. And he's like a steampunk engine. And he starts going, I'm coming for you, Alita. So, absolutely good stuff here. So, what happens is Alita gets injured and making a pit stop, just like you would in NASCAR. That's why I keep comparing it to. And she's making a pit stop here. And as she's being repaired, she gets a flashback here to a mountain. And then she makes her way back into the field and tries to get the ball, having a great battle at the end. And at the very end, they both lose the ball. And Teagle, who had the hot sauce and going super fast, hey, lucky me. No, not that. They're all having a panic attack because they all placed their bets. Obviously not on Teagle. And he wins. You gotta be kidding me. Number 50, Teagle wins the match. Oh, I won? And he's just got a confused look on his face. Oh, that was so cool, man. He won. He's just crying. The darkest of horses, I won. Oh, man, it took me by surprise. I was not expecting that. I mean, everyone thought Alita was gonna win. Didn't you think so? So, Jasugun's watching on TV, and Shimiro, she knows Alita, obviously, from when they had lunch together and all that. And they're ready for their big match. They're performing one last surgery on Jasugun so that he's okay. And Ed is modifying Alita's Damascus blade from an old friend of his. And they're forging an even stronger blade. What she had was 2 blades. And they're going to make one out of the 2 for one last match. And this one caught me. This whole picture of Zalem and looking at Alita again. I mean, great drawings. This artist here, Yukito Kishiro, quite good. And it's interesting that really Alita is pretty much the only book he's ever worked on. And she meets Dr. Ido here. And basically he says that, I just want you to return home. Why can't you return home? And she's saying, when she lost Yugo, she had no choice but to leave and to form a new life. And Jasugun here meets this guy into this alley. And the guy says, I figured you'd come by. And he says, Master. And they have no words here, and they just both extend their hands and exchange their ki. And they call it the ability drawing. And they draw a ki from each other. The machine krats, that's the sort of energy. And he's talking about him being a machine. And his master says you got to kill Shimira because she's the only organic in your life, and you need to get rid of her if you want to truly succeed. So then, Alita is talking to Ed here, saying after the match with Jasugun, she's going to retire when all of a sudden this junkie shows up. And he says, look at this junkie. He says, hey, I got a present for Alita. And he pulls out a gun. And Ed steps in front of Alita, getting shot right in the face. And I got to say, I was more heartbroken by seeing Ed's death than I was Yugo. Because I had seen Yugo in the movie, and I thought it was okay, his character in the movie. And I knew it was going to happen in the book, because I had already seen what happened to him in the movie. So I knew he was going to die. But I didn't know that Ed was going to die. And it's just so sad. I mean, I don't know. I kind of grew attached to him. I thought he was a pretty interesting character. He was an ex-Motorball player. He was the, manager from Alita. And then you get this sad moment because you saw, he had to take drugs for his arm. And he says, damn, there goes my hand. I need my meds. And he just stops moving. And Alita starts crying. Just a sad moment. Really sad in my opinion. So, she had told Ed she wanted to retire after the match with Jasugun. And then she's going around here, everyone's placing their bets, getting ready. And what happens is this match is being broadcast to all the people in Zalem. These are actual people, not cyborgs, placing the bets. This is like watching the NFL or the NBA up for us normal people, I guess. And this is the ragtag group of people that made it into the match. So there was like 13 people in that other match, and here you have 5. And Uma is just crying. He's just so sad. He says, Alita, I don't know how to live on my own. Oh, no. And Aydakatti is saying, you're really leaving us, sis? After I gave up my number to you, you're leaving? And she puts on the Damascus blade that Ed made for her at the very end. And then this scene just screams like an anime standoff. You got Jasugun just standing there from the top, and then like cutting to the eyes, to the face. That just screams like a scene getting ready for a big fight in an anime. It looks so cool to see it on the paper here. And he goes to the bathroom or the locker room and just starts breaking down. And he knows that he knows this is it. You saw in the beginning of the volume that he was telling Dr. Ido that he knows this is it. And Chimiro made a lucky charm for him, which will sort of fuel him and keep him going. And, he's talking to her, and he sort of knocks her out and gives the unconscious body to Dr. Ida because he knows that he's going to die. And he tells Dr. Ido he doesn't want Chimiro to see. And he goes out there, and he does say, I will return triumphant. So, you got Teagle, Armbrust, Zafeltaki, Aydakatti, Alita, and Jasugun in the final match here. Ars Magna. Roll credits. And that's Jasugun. He's got his helmet on. They're going out there in the match there. And Jasugun doesn't mess around at all. He just starts laying everyone out. Goes after Aydakatti first. Destroys him. Rips his freaking head off. Then he goes after Armbrust. Goes after Alita. And is not messing around. He wants to win. You got Umba down there. Alita! And Dr. Ida holding Chimera. And she gets a flashback again. She got that flashback to the mountain a few pages ago. And this guy saying Yoko. And she calls him the Meister. And then flashes right back. She keeps getting these flashbacks to, I guess, her past life from Mars. And she hits him with the Damascus blade so hard that it breaks his helmet. And then he rips the helmet off and he says, you matched my key, but it's not enough. And he throws the ball that they're fighting for into the abyss, and they just want to have a one-on-one duel, which they do. They have this great standoff right there, getting ready for their martial arts showdown. So they have their showdown, and you saw in the very beginning that Jasugun defeated everybody, and Teagle's like, no, I want to keep going. Give me my hot sauce. I can win this match. And he probably would have won the match if they let him back out there. So yeah, just a lot of cool action scenes, martial arts scenes. I absolutely love it. And Alita really has the upper hand here. And gives some devastating blows to Jasugun. And this is sort of in his mind. They've mentioned before that his brain keeps deteriorating. And it really is. He starts vomiting. And it's just lying there. And the charm that Chimero made for him falls off his neck. And Alita gives one last devastating strike with the Damascus blade. And pretty much knocks her out, too. Because you see that he kicks her right in the gut there, up the knee. And Alita wakes up in the bed unconscious. And Uma says, you did great. You fought like hell, Alita. Uma? But I guess this is it for us, huh? Wait, where's Jasugun? I wonder if it was all an illusion. That tremendous blow of yours woke me up. Thank you, Jasugun. And he's dead. So Alita's safe to return. And the man who became a god. So Jasugun died. And I guess Alita's going back home to Dr. Ido. And I guess Dr. Ido has to take care of Chimero now. Very good. So this gives you the lowdown of how cyborgs work, if you want to pause that and read all about that. Very interesting lore, but a bit of a long video to get to. So if you want to check it out, pause it and read it. But yep, then it gives you some more lore of all the kicks from Taekwondo and martial arts. And very good. I love this. I think it's absolutely terrific. Where's that one page with the the anime standoff? That was so cool. I saw that and I just thought it was terrific. Let's see if we can find it again. I think it was near the beginning of this last chapter. No, it's right before Ars Magna or whatever. Let's see. Right here. This is my favorite panel of the whole page. Absolutely terrific. Both pages here. So good. So, once again, I know Samuel Oki is going to watch this. And thank you once again for recommending it. This has been the Deluxe Edition, Volume 2. Volume 4, Ars Magna. And I do have the Deluxe Edition, Volume 3 of Battle Angel Alita. I think there's 5 of these. I'm just reading the back. I haven't read any of it yet, but you got Zapons Revenge. After her stint on the Motorball circuit, Alita returns to the Scrapyard with Ido to live out the rest of her days in peace. But it's not long before Zapon, a bitter enemy from the past, wreaks havoc on all that Alita holds dear. Zapon has an unsustainable thirst for vengeance that can only be quenched with Alita's demise. But does he stand a chance against Alita's mighty Panzerkunst? And in the wake of her earth-shattering battle, Alita faces a tragedy that may be too much for her to handle. God, Alita faces a lot of tragedies, but Zapon, if you remember, was the one who ratted out Yugo as the thief, stealing everyone's spines and cyborg parts. But yeah, absolutely terrific. You want to get this if you haven't read. I hadn't read any manga until Dragon Ball. And Dragon Ball is the only manga I ever read, and this is terrific. This is way better than Dragon Ball. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more manga reviews. I'll have Vinland Saga Book 2 coming out soon. Comic book reviews and other cool stuff on the channel coming soon. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.